Hey, so I want to share a little bit of my story about how I got started on my health journey and how I got started as a Beachbody coach. Oh goodness, let's see. It'll be coming up on 4 years, about 4 years now. Um, and I had started dating my now husband, and I worked as a preschool teacher, and well, preschool teachers don't make a lot of money, and he was working at a church at the time and also not making a lot of money. So most of our date nights consisted of junk food because it's not really cheaper, but at the time we thought it was cheaper. Pizza. We would go to Panda Express. We'd eat out a lot. We'd have lunch, and empty calories don't fill you up, so we'd have lunch, and then maybe an hour or two later, I'm hungry again, but we were poor, so we would order pizza. Costco pizza is like $10 or something, and you get a whole one, and we would split it, and we would finish that thing. Anyways, we gained a lot of weight. I gained a lot of weight, about 40 pounds, and I was actually in full-blown denial and thought that I would never get fat because I danced for about, I don't know, like 12 years or something and ate whatever I wanted. And I never gained weight because I was dancing so often that it just, I don't know, and I was younger. Anyways, one night, this is my kind of trigger moment. I kind of noticed that I was gaining some weight, but I had my love blinders on, and so I was like, well, he loves me no matter what, which was true, but I didn't see how unhealthy I was, how tired I was, how I was just spiraling downward into this unhealthy pit. So one night we were gonna go out and eat for a change. And I came upstairs and I was like, oh, crap, I gotta find something to wear because most of the time I wear my little comfy shorts. And those are stretchy, so I didn't really notice that they didn't fit. And also I wore a lot of like comfy clothes at work, so I never really noticed a difference. Anyways, I was putting on my jeans and they stopped about right about my knee, maybe a little bit above it. And I was doing the typical, the kicking and the bending and trying anything to possibly pull them up. Not to mention, these were my largest jeans. These were my backup jeans for, when you're on your time of the month and maybe bloated or whatever it is. These were my backup jeans, and my backup jeans were not backing me up at that time. So I stood upstairs and I just kind of stopped and I internalize everything rather than like getting it out. So I kind of just stood there and like hung my head and could not believe where I was at. I put back on my comfy shorts and went downstairs to my husband and I just started sobbing, and he of course was freaking out because I just went upstairs and was fine. And I told him we need to do something because I can't fit into my jeans anymore and we need to make a change. And that was kind of my trigger point, and everybody's is different, but that was mine. I mean, once my jeans stopped fitting, then I kind of saw everything that was going on with my body and everything inside that was going on with my body and my head, and I was just not in a great place. So my husband actually had P90X and he had suggested we tried it. So I got super pumped, excited to make a change. Oh, sorry, skipped a part. Reverse that a little bit. I decided to try Weight Watchers, and I lost maybe a couple pounds, but I was very discouraged just because my personal experience was not great with it. And hey, if it works for you, that's great. It did not work for me because to me, I was focused on eating healthy stuff and not so much calories, and I think I had like a piece of salmon the first day, and it put me negative for the entire week because salmon has fat. It's healthy fat, but it still has fat. So I was very frustrated trying to keep points, and then what would start happening is I wouldn't eat all day until the end of the day just to save my points, you know. So I did lose a couple pounds doing that. I stopped it though because I was not doing it a healthy way, and that's just me. Some people can totally rock it, and you know, that's great for you. But this is my story, and it didn't work for me, so I was frustrated still, and I was trying to, you know, start running or something. But when you're 40 pounds overweight, running's not pretty and it's not fun. um, so he had P90X. He suggested we try it together because I begged him to help me. And we were reading through it, and there was, you know, if you've ever done it or if you haven't, there are certain things, because it is an extreme program, there are certain things that you need to be able to meet to do it. And we were looking at it and definitely did not meet any of those things. Like, I couldn't do more than 5 jumping jacks or something. So for some odd reason, we decided Insanity was a better fit. I don't know why. I think it's because, I don't know, I was desperate, and not that Insanity is a bad one to start out with. It's just hard. It's Insanity. It's in the name. So anyways, he also had, his cousin had Insanity, so I got it and used it, and I did it by myself, and I set my mind to it, and at the end of 2 months, I don't know how much I had lost because I did not measure myself, I didn't weigh myself, I just kind of went with it and worked as hard as I could. I would have lost a lot more weight if I had changed my eating. However, I think, like most people, I thought, I'm working out, that means that I earned what I'm about to eat. I earned that half of a Costco pizza. I earned that In-N-Out, you know. So I did have a change in my before and after picture. I did take pictures, though. And I did see a change, but it wasn't as drastic as I was hoping because I was working my butt off, and I was sweating like crazy, and I was cussing at Shaun T and telling him he's cray, and, you know, what everybody does when they do Insanity. And I just couldn't understand why I was not losing as much weight as I wanted. So, at the time, a coworker of mine was actually doing Insanity. We were doing it at the same time, and, you know, we'd share stories about how crazy Shaun T is and all that stuff. And she came to me one day and she said that she was going to sign up as a coach. And I said, what the heck is that? Because I don't know anything about Beachbody. I borrowed the DVD, so I didn't even know what Beachbody was. And she explained it to me. Coaches are just people who've done the program before who just want to help others through the programs. And she asked if I wanted to sign up with her, and I said, I'm good. I don't want to coach anybody. I can't even barely coach myself. And so she signed up and continued to gently push me to join her. And basically, I was a skeptic. I didn't feel like I was able to coach anybody because I felt worthless, and I felt like I would never inspire anybody, especially looking the way I did. But the funny thing is that most of the time, a lot of people are feeling the same way. And what happened when I gained all that weight was that I felt worthless, and I know it's silly, but at the time it all went together with my weight and my mentality, and I just wasn't focused on being healthy, and I just was not as happy as I could have been. And so I just didn't feel like coaching other people while I felt like this was the best thing. Well, eventually I decided, you know what, I like Shakeology, and I don't want to pay full price for it. So I signed as a coach for the discount, and something crazy happened. Beachbody emphasizes a lot on personal development, reading books, you know, training as much as you can, because you can't help other people unless you have helped yourself. It's like in an airplane when they have you put the mask on first, because if you're passed out, you can't put the mask on somebody else. And something happened mentally and physically and just inside me. Something stirred and changed, and I found myself in a way that I didn't even know that that part of me was missing. I found a selfless part of myself, and I think because before I was so selfish, and coaching others, you focus on other people. So it coaching, to say the least, I'm very thankful it came into my life, and it helped me physically, mentally, spiritually. It made me a better person. Just being around people who are positive and focused and encouraging definitely made a change in myself. And now I'm down, I think it's either 30 or 40 pounds, because honestly I didn't weigh myself, so I'm just kind of guesstimating. I think I was like 165 or something like that, and now I'm 130, so maybe 35 pounds. Anyways, I lost the weight. I'm a much happier person now. It's crazy because I will have somebody say, "Hey, you inspired me," and it'll bring me to tears, because mostly I'm excited for them for whatever their goal is and they reached it, and I'm just the cheerleader. So they did all the hard work. But it's amazing to me because 4 years ago I would never dream that I could inspire someone, that I could help someone be healthy. And I think it's all part of the journey. It's not just a physical journey. The health journey is the whole package. And now I am happier than ever and have found my passion, helping others get healthy. And it's what I love to do. And I think because I didn't believe in myself so much, that now whenever I find somebody who was like me back then, I believe in them so hard, but they have no choice but to believe in themselves, no matter how long it takes, because I don't want anybody to ever feel like I felt, especially now knowing what I came from and where I am now. I don't want anybody to ever stay in that place of where I felt it, the worthlessness, the, kind of plastic bag in the wind type thing, a small speck in the universe. Like, I don't want anybody to feel like they don't matter, because that's not true at all. We all have different gifts. We all have different personalities. There is nobody in this world that is like you. Everybody's story is different. So, I wanted to share mine because it may not be the exact same story, but maybe your story sounds similar to mine, and maybe you're feeling hopeless and like you'll never be able to get out of this dark hole that you feel like you're in. But I want to share this because I did get out of that dark hole. And no, it was not easy, but it was so, so, so worth it. And I had to do it alone in a sense. I had support from my friends. I had support from my family. I had support from my husband. But I didn't have somebody there by my side all the time, constantly saying, "Hey, I believe in you, even if you don't believe in yourself." And I want to be that person for you. And you may have a ton of support, and that's great, because I did too, but maybe you need that person that's there saying, "Hey, you had a rough day. I totally get it, because I've been there. But guess what? You can do it because I've done it." So if my story helps you, then great. If you think that it can help somebody else, great. If you have a story and you think it can help somebody else, there's always room for passionate people on my team. There's room for lost people. There's room for hopeless people. You don't have to be perfect to be a coach. You just have to be willing to change and care enough to help others get through whatever you're going through. So that's my story. I was trying to keep this short. I'm sorry. I could go on forever about this. and how Beachbody has changed my life. But I just want you to know that you can do anything that you put your mind to, and I am living proof of that. And it took time and it took hard work, and there was tears and moments that I felt like I failed, but I'm here, and if I did it and I'm a quitter at everything, that means that you can do it. And I just wanted to share that with you because I believe in you, even if you don't believe in yourself. So, if you're interested in at all of me being your coach or joining the team or just talking, please email me, because I would love to be a friend to you and a coach or whatever it is that you need, because I don't want anybody to ever feel like I did. So, that's the end of my story, and I look forward to hearing from you, and I hope that you have a great day.